Figuring out what to charge a client is difficult. There's a lot of factors that come into play when someone asks, hey, how much do you charge for a video? It's not a simple question to answer, especially when you're a freelancer in the video or photo world. This is one of the most requested questions I get, so let's dive straight into it. But before we jump in, I have some free filmmaking assets linked in the description. If you're a filmmaker, check them out, use them on your videos. They're all free, so go and grab them. Though being a freelancer could be freeing and have a lot of pros, it can still be really difficult at times. Everyone just goes through a different journey on how they price their work and what they're worth. But here's the truth, there's not one right answer. There's not one right price that fits every type of project. For example, you can't charge $1,000 for every 1 minute promo video that you do because every video project looks different and it's going to have different expenses. Now, there's a general price range that you may feel comfortable asking for based on your experience, skill set, the type of gear that you have, but that is also affected by who the project is for, who's going to be watching it, and the length of the project. So here are 3 things to consider when you're asked what you charge for a video. Number 1, think about the opportunity. One of the first things that you should do is to analyze the opportunity that you've been given. Is this client a good fit for you? Have you met them or worked with them in the past? Do you think that working with this client is going to lead to more opportunities? Or is this video the type of work that you actually want to be doing? I know these are questions that we subconsciously ask ourselves whenever we're given an opportunity, but it's really important to just take a moment and really think about what this opportunity could lead to. You never know who you're gonna meet that could potentially take your career from one step to the other. There's a ton of projects I've done in the past that I've gotten paid very little for, but I knew that those shoots were going to lead to more opportunities, and a lot of them did. And you sometimes create good connections on set that also leads to more work down the road. Based on my experience, word of mouth is key in the freelancing world because right now the market is very saturated with filmmakers, videographers, photographers, and for a client to meet you in person and be able to trust you, it can lead to more work down the road. So being on set, meeting people for coffee, and just making good connections is really important. Always take a good look at the opportunity besides just the money. In the beginning of my video career, I shot a ton of videos for little to no money because I just needed to put my portfolio together and also just tell other people that, hey, this is what I'm doing right now, full time. So there are times where you need to do a ton of work for little money so that it can lead to more work. But then there's also the times where you also have your portfolio established and you're able to negotiate with your client. If it weren't for some of the free work that I did early on in my career, I wouldn't be here telling you guys that this method works. Okay, the second thing to consider is budget range. The second question you should be asking after you think about the opportunity is, what's the budget? But I phrase the question differently. Instead of asking, what's your budget? I ask, what's your budget range? Because clients don't always know what they're willing to spend on their projects. So asking for a budget range helps them think that, hey, I can spend this little, but if I want to invest more in the project, I can also spend a little more. It's always important to ask this question first because you don't want to underbid yourself. If the budget for a project is $8,000, but you quote the client for $3,000, you end up missing out on the extra $5,000 that you could have used to up your production value, rent some gear, hire some people, and also walk away with more money. So once you have an idea of what the client wants to spend, then you move on to step 3. And step 3 is analyzing the production cost and the opportunity cost. In the beginning days, whenever someone approached me with a video project, I would immediately say yes because I didn't have much of a portfolio and I was trying to do as much work as I could. At first, you're saying yes to everything because you're building your brand and also you're making a lot of connections. But as you build your portfolio and get more opportunities, you can start saying no to a lot of projects that don't fit the style of work that you're doing or don't pay enough. And this is where the opportunity cost comes in. So the question you should be asking yourself is the amount of time you're going to be spending on this project worth your time? Could there be other projects or ideas that you could be developing right now that could lead to more revenue down the road? Is this video going to lead to the type of work that you're wanting to do? If you say no to this project, do you have other projects on your plates that'll help you pay your bills? If you think this project is going to be a good opportunity for you, then you move on to analyzing your production cost. Questions to ask yourself when you're piecing the production costs together. What's the scale of the project? How long will you be shooting for? How long will the project last? What parts of the project are you willing to take on and what parts do you want to hire out? Typically, if a label or an artist comes to you with $10,000, you have to figure out, hey, can I make my rate from this project? And also, what is it going to cost for this video to get done? Usually as a music video director, you could be taking 10% of the total budget as your rate. But it really depends on what the overall budget is for the video. If you can direct and produce the whole music video, you can walk out with more money. If you don't want to produce the music video and just focus on directing, you can still walk out with your rate. Now, day rates are totally different because I can come in as a DP, an editor, or a BTS shooter, and I just charge for a single day rate. When it comes to quoting, it's always helpful to give the client a line item of what everything is going to cost, such as gear rental, crew, post-production, hair and makeup, styling, food, studio rental, just for them to get an idea of where the money is going towards. And these are the 3 steps that I have for you guys. Hopefully you found these helpful. Again, if you're a filmmaker, I have some free filmmaking assets linked in the description, so make sure to check those out. If you guys enjoyed watching this video or would like to see more videos, please subscribe, and also comment below on what tips or any advice that you have when it comes to quoting your clients. I'll see you guys soon.